You are now listening to the Purpose Pod, hosted by Alan Levi Simmons. This podcast is a platform to give listeners an inside perspective on purpose, business, and life experiences. If you're interested in finding purpose or discovering paths that could lead you into your purposeful life, this is the podcast for you. Thank you for tuning in. It's time for the Purpose Pod.
That was an error. What's up, everybody? It is time for the Purpose Pod. I'm so excited. That was an error. I was about to play the same track again. That's like when you're in the club and the DJs have dropped the same track again. You're like, DJ, why? But anyway, it's another day and it's time for the Purpose Pod. I'm so excited because my guest today is a Marine Corps veteran like myself. You know, and we take privilege in who we are in the Marine Corps. And, you know, before I bring him on, I want you all to stand at attention and, stick your chest out and lift your chin up and get ready for Jon Agnew. Let's bring him on. Boo, boo, boo. What up, bro? He over there cracking up. I told him to stand at attention. God, you know, you got to stand at attention when you bring,
it's been such
a devil dog on.
I heard somebody like say stand at attention. It's been they just
stand at attention. Man, what's up, brother? How you doing, dog? How you doing?
Blessed, highly favored, homie. How you?
I'm living, brother. I'm living and sweating. Like I was running around. You saw me running around. I was sweating.
Right.
You know, but
I like. First of all, I like to say thank you so much for having me. And
yeah,
I see your grind and I respect your hustle. You know, and
appreciate that.
Ain't nothing to it, man. And I like the intro. And everything you do is really polished, man. No doubt.
Thank you, bro. I'm trying, man. You know, I'm just trying to sharpen the saw. You know, like I'm just trying to get better every day.
Hey, man, you got no competition.
Right. I'm just in competition with myself, really.
That's
like
it.
I'm just trying to get better every day.
That's
you
it.
know, as long as I can beat myself, right?
You gotta beat the GOAT, baby.
And that's why I'm excited to talk to you today because, you know, we're going to talk about being yourself. Absolutely. And, you know, when I scroll through your Instagram and I know you from like coming to my brunches and we've had conversations and I'm just like, this guy is positive. And, you know, you don't find a lot of Marines who get out and they're still positive and they're still telling people like, yo, go be yourself, go be independent, yo, go start your business, be dope, you know, and that's what you stand for. So go ahead and tell my followers, like, where are you from and what made you go into the Marine Corps?
Okay. So my name is Jon Agnew, like the good brother Alan explained. And I'm from Detroit, Michigan, man. And I live here in just outside of Charlotte, in the Charlotte area. And that's where you and I met. Mm-hmm. And what made me go into the military, I think, was, actually, before I went to the Marines, I was going to go into the Army. But my mother talked me out of it. She talked me out of it. Yeah, she talked me out of it. She said that, Saddam Hussein, da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, yeah, you're right, man. I'm the only child. So my mother and I are pretty tight. But then I got a little older and that time came and I kind of felt myself get into a rut. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like the way that felt. Like I worked for I tried the school thing. It didn't work out for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've always been a hard worker. So I was working for a couple different moving companies. Yeah. And that was taxing work. I was younger, so I can go like if the day is long.
You can just keep going in, right?
That wasn't what I was trying to do. And I have something burning inside me always, man. So I need to challenge myself. And when I went to the Army, I was going to go because I just figured it was something to do. Right. And out my options, like, okay, I can do this, this Navy. Nah, let's try the Marines because they got cool uniforms. So that's what I was
hey, them uniforms, right?
Yeah,
hey.
Yeah, man. You know, the uniforms pay dividends for me, man.
Right.
More than one way than one. You know what I mean? So yeah,
that's a fact.
That was what it was for me.
That was the main thing. Yeah, and you know, like the uniforms are crisp, and like the dress blues is just official. You know, all day long.
One time, I mean to interrupt you. I'm just a passionate dude.
No,
right?
you go ahead.
I got all these stories in my head. Right? I remember one time I was probably in for like 2 years or something, and it was a wedding that my mother wanted me to come to. So I went back. I was in Jackson. I was in Camp Lejeune.
Okay.
Jacksonville, North Carolina. So I went back. I was there, and I drove back home. and I got the dress blues. I was a Lance Corporal, as a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, you was ready then. You was ready then.
Right, though. Like I need to.
Hey, you was ready.
You know what I mean, so I went and got myself promoted. Like
right.
I got my I did my own. I took it to the tailor, had her fix my uniform to get myself a promotion. So I went from Lance Corporal to Corporal, had the blood stripe. Then I was rocking it. I was like, I didn't even know what it was at that point, but I was just having all kinds of accolades. I was stacked, you know what I mean?
Right. You were stacked.
Stacked my chest out, you know what I mean? Yeah,
come on.
But hey, man, those are the days. But I wouldn't change it for the world, man.
I wouldn't either, man. That was, I was just talking to my wife earlier. I was looking at some pictures from Okinawa, Japan, and I was like, man, that was 10 years ago. Like that was a long time ago. Like
whereabouts in Japan were you?
I was in Okinawa. I was in Camp Courtney. I was in Camp Courtney.
Right, that's what the grocery store is.
Huh?
That's what the grocery store is, right?
Yeah, Camp Courtney.
I was on Hanson.
You were up north in Hanson by Schwab, Camp Schwab, right up north. They don't know what we talk about, but if you was in the military, if you was out there Okinawa, you know what we talk about. But so you was at Hanson. What year were you in Hanson?
04 to 05.
04 to 05. So so you was there when I was still in high school, getting ready.
Dog, man.
So how was it for you in Okinawa? Like, what was that experience like for you?
It was great, man. I ended up.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know, man. I guess in the military, you kind of always have to reestablish yourself. You know, especially going to these new units, because they're always trying. People are trying to test you. You know what I'm saying? Right. And just the leadership, you got to be tough.
Right.
So when I was already 3 years seasoned from Lejeune from the show enough Devil Dog Marine Corps, I went to Japan and I was dealing with the boots. I'm like, okay, well, it was cool, man. I learned, you know, and I took that responsibility very seriously. You know what I mean? Right. Now when I got out, I was a sergeant, but I took my sense of responsibility very seriously. I wasn't like, and I really I knew there was guys that were looking up to me, and I really had to just be conscious of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was still a rockhead, knucklehead, but more conscious about what I was doing, because when it was, these are my guys. Like these guys are my guys. I'm the first dude they see when they get off the boat type thing. Like, okay, well, because at that point, I was still shining my shoes, shining my boots. Yeah. All the was like I forget what they're called now, like the jungle boots and all that.
Y'all had the you talking about the core frames? Yeah. You're talking about y'all core. Oh no, you're talking about your boots. So like you guys had the jungle boots, you guys had leather boots. Yeah. So you guys had the black leather boots, right? Yeah, so that was back in the old school.
I was this guy.
He was out there.
Yep. that
shining it up.
Yep. The whole time. Absolutely.
That's crazy. That's crazy how times shifted and changed. Even in the military, times change.
Absolutely. Dude.
So for me in Okinawa, I feel like experiencing their culture was different. But when I was over there, I was a leader, and then I was also a partier, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
I was a leader and a partier, So if you weren't able to party out there, you weren't leading anybody anyways. I'm just playing. But because usually you're out there with your staff, NCOs, the sarge, you're with everybody. And curfews, you got curfews. You're supposed to be in the barracks, but yet you're still out here in Naha,
Naha, wow. Yes.
And Naha. But yeah. So anyway, those are good times, man. So what is the one thing you took from the Marine Corps that made you who you are today? What's that one thing that made you
persistence and persistence to the point where I'm almost like a dickhead sometimes still. Yeah. Because that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Right. I can't. And I struggle with that, because I have a full functioning household with a full family and stuff. Right. And they didn't know me pre-military. Right. They don't really know me afterwards. So they think I'm some kind of jerk sometimes, but I don't. My brain is something I almost to a fault. I'm go. Why not? Well, how much we got to work? This is what we got to work with. Okay, let's just use what we got to make that work. Right. They no, we need that, and then some of these and some of those and some of those. I'm like, no. This is what we have. And this is going to work. And with that persistence, like I said, it's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. I know.
But then when you use it, you start to see how much of a gift it is, because so many people don't have it. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to learn how to scale back a little bit and be like, you know what? Okay, let me just, because evidently we didn't come from the same school. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it was in the military, man. You have nothing, right? And the bare minimum. Nothing. And you're used to doing with very minimal, doing obscene amounts of work with very minimal equipment. That's what it is, and that's how I got used to.
You better get it done too.
Period. No excuse.
You better get it done.
No excuse.
So John, check. So how can someone who hasn't been in the Marine Corps or any military branch that God made after he made us, you know, because on the first day, God created the Marines, you know, and after everything else, you know, we brought the Air Force on like the 6th day, probably. I think he brought them on the 7th day. The rest day, he brought the Air Force on the day of rest. On the 7th day, God brought the Air Force. I'm just playing, everybody. I love y'all. Y'all know how it is.
True. No, that's the God truth.
Hey, the day of rest.
I think
I'm just messing.
I think because I try to like think about that too, because you know, like dealing with like civilians, right? I think my recommendation would be to enjoy the small victories. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, because everybody wants to be, because the social media stuff, that stuff is in people's head. And so many times we get lost in our own worlds that you get to. If you lost 3 pounds, you need to celebrate that. If you made a new dish, celebrate that, and then get used to that. Get consistently used to the small victories, and then before long, hell, your credit is better. You know what I mean? You might meet somebody. You might buy. You're looking at buying a house or buying a duplex or buying a quadruplex, whatever. That's how I kind of think, and I try to implement that, because I know, like, being in the military, it was people like me and you, man, and other veterans who use it, extreme advantages and really, really good leverage points. You know what I'm saying? Right. And
it is all about those small victories, and I feel like, you know, everyone's worried about, you know, and we're talking about being ourselves, right? And let's include that with it, right? So being ourselves and those small victories. So when you're being yourself, you're not forcing yourself to make those large jumps for the sake of everybody else. Like, and then, you know, when you make those large jumps and then you look foolish because you fall in the mud, you know, because everybody's looking, you're like, oh, this is my time to shine. I'm going to make this large leap, you know, and do this business. And then it fails because you didn't plan. You didn't, you know, seek advice. So like, have you ever faced that, or did you go through that at one time, or what's your advice with that?
I think for me, because when I got out, man, let me let you know this. I've always been a hard worker, but being in the military was the longest job I've ever had.
Right.
I've never had any other job that held me accountable like that. And I've ever done through that so consistently for so many years.
Right. You're right. Let's give ourselves a silent applause real quick, because that's just amazing, bro. Like, go ahead.
And I think with me, again, when I got out, man, I kind of just always had that. Like that work ethic that I mentioned. But then, you know, like I was throwing parties. I was trying to throw parties in Detroit. But I was fresh out of the military, and these guys were established, and I didn't have the funds that they had. So I was really trying to, you know, compete with the big dogs. But about 3 or 4 times I fell on my face. You know, so there was no victory. Right. I was working on my family at that point.
Right.
So, you know, I just couldn't go back to the barracks and wake up in the morning and get my breakfast. No, you got to pay these bills. You got to pay this rent. You got to do that. So for me, I mean, I just kind of, I don't know, man. If I learned anything in the military, it's to have tough skin and be able to dust yourself off.
Yeah.
And know that life is going to happen, whether you want to or not.
Whether
and
you
can
want
talk
to
all this high power stuff if you want to.
Right.
But if you get socked in the mouth, how is it going to feel? It's still going to feel like you get socked in the mouth. You know what I mean?
Hey, and that's 100% right, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, I was talking to another brother this morning, Ralph Henderson, and we were talking about, like, man, you know, people having to serve in the military, and I really think that it would be beneficial if people had to serve at least 2 years in the military, because you learn certain things like bearing. Like if someone's in your face, like I've had many times where I wanted to, like you said, knock somebody in their sock, you know what I mean? And I had to have bearing, and as a leader, you can't be the one to always kick people in the chest, even though your drill instructors might have done that to you in boot camp.
Absolutely.
And even though they might have did that to you in boot camp. And I'm not saying I got kicked in the chest. I saw somebody get kicked in the chest in boot camp. But I was more so getting jacked up and hit in the chin or something like that, but I was like a bull, and I felt like when I went into boot camp, they had to break me. So that's what I'm saying with people going in, like even the young guys nowadays, like, they need something to break them. And when you go to the Marine Corps boot camp, Paris Island, like you're going to get broken. I don't care what you do or who you are, you will get broken down. And I'm talking about, I call my daddy. My daddy could tell you, like, Daddy, get me out of here. Hey, real talk, man, real talk. But so you're saying that it's been easy. Has it been easy for you to keep that up, like to keep moving forward, or did you ever face any? Oh Lord, hold on, sorry, 1 second. My laptop charger, Peanut. 1 second. I was like, my computer was about to die, and I had to 100-yard dash. Oh Lord, please work. But this is what happens when you go live. You just gotta improvise.
Yeah, make it work, baby. No excuses.
Lord Jesus, man, that's the fastest I've ran since boot camp, probably. But but yeah. So, and I'm saying, like, with the 2 years, serving 2 years, having to do that in the military, it gets you to a certain point where you're like ready to submit to other people's leadership.
Yeah.
And so if we were able to have more people to do that, I think we would have less wild people running around in the streets.
Prospectively, man.
Maybe. I mean, because when you're in the Marine Corps, I've seen people do dumb stuff, and I've been I've been one person to do some dumb stuff in the military. Like I've been one to not come back on base because I want to go to the club out in town, and I'm breaking rules in the military. So I can't say that I was the perfect Marine, but I was a good Marine. Absolutely. And I think that's the same thing when we're for human beings, right? Like, Absolutely. I can't say that I'm the best human being out there, but hey, I'm a pretty good one. Yeah.
Likewise, man. I was no cardinal myself, man. No cardinal fake, but I don't know. I guess the way I came up and the way I was raised, it kind of just played into that. I just went to the military to get some people skills to get so my eyes could see some different stuff. Because I knew how I was coming up, and I knew my peers, how they, I wasn't raised with a silver spoon. And where I'm from, man, you get, the thing to do is, if you don't make it in school, okay, cool. But it's Ford, Chrysler, GM, big three, auto workers. That's how it goes. And, a lot of my buddies did that. A lot of guys got skilled trades.
Yep.
A couple of my guys went, one guy went firefighter, and I was going to be a Detroit police officer before I went to the military.
Wow.
But that didn't pan out. And I don't know, man. And I just had to, and I want to do something different, and I want to challenge myself. And I needed to be shaped. I needed to be molded. I knew I was already on the right path for some reason. I knew I wasn't a hard hit or a knuckle. I was not here knocking people over the head and robbing them, stuff like that, man.
Right.
But I just know I needed some more. If an opportunity to go to Japan. I mean, come on, man.
Who would trade that up?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I wouldn't. First time, I was ready to stay there, and if I didn't have to go to Iraq, I would have probably have lived there already. I don't know. A lot of my friends, some of my friends are still there. So
wow.
It's the decisions we make in life. 10 years from now or that point, you look back and you say, wow, if I would have done this or that, and getting into being ourselves and being yourself, one thing about being yourself, you have to be content with the decisions you've made in your life, getting you to the point where you are right now. And in this very moment, like I'm 31, I'm like, oh man, I'm not where I want to be. And I realized that I've been living that my whole life. I've never been where I wanted to be, when it, as far as like my career or as far as my businesses. So what would you tell someone, who feels like that? And I'm sure like you have started your businesses. We're going to dive into your businesses as well. But what would you tell that entrepreneur who is struggling right now? They're 25, they're 26, or whatever age they are, 30, 40, 50, and they're like, man, I'm not where I want to be. What would you tell that person?
I wouldn't tell them anything. I would ask them, what are you comparing yourself to? You got to be comparing yourself to something. Right. Again, because you can't be with the influx of the social media stuff. It's either that or homeboy down the street with the cars and the girl. It's something you're comparing yourself to. In my head, I am a one of one. That's it. But that's a gift that I kind of been working on. And it sounds kind of like cocky, arrogant, man, but that's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? I just know that you are too. So if you're 25, 27 years old, I can't tell you what happened 7 years ago, let alone when I was 25. When I went in the military, I was 23. So I was already older when I went in. Consider it. You know what I'm saying? Right.
So you had a different, your mindset was, your mentality was totally different than probably like the 18, 19-year-old kid.
I mean, but I could have still been wild, but I know that there's a recourse to that being wild stuff too. So you can go out here and cut up, then you gotta take that L when it comes your way. Don't complain about it when you get there now. Enjoy yourself and do whatever makes you, but some of the stuff you can't get back. Right. I don't write the book. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing my hand. Yeah. So I guess my thing would be, hell man, you do what you love and keep working at that. Find the craft that you really want to find. If you can, whatever you can find yourself doing, don't compare yourself to them. And again, if you can sell T-shirts, then try to sell T-shirts. Right. If that's what it is that you do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just know that's going to springboard you into other things. Right. I kind of struggle with that too. Like in my head, I know I'm sorry.
I said it feeds into everything else that you have, right?
Right. Like you're a Marine, but you're also a brunch with ties guy. And then after that, you're a speaker. And then after that, you've written a book. And I'm sure you got a whole lot more up your sleeve. That's not the end of what you are. Those are just the small things that you've done. So be good at that. Like focus on that. If you like macaroni and cheese, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Be good at macaroni and cheese.
Whatever it is, focus on that. I mean, there's like no secret pill to this.
That's a fact, bro. And like it's been hard for me to do this like motivational speaking and like coaching people and stuff. And I know you connect with a lot of people as well. You have a really large following. And I've never seen you like be the in your face selly type of guy, and nothing wrong with those people. I'm not saying nothing's wrong. I'm not saying anything's wrong with those people, but I've been more so wanting to connect with people. And if they want to, connect with my product, then they connect with my product, but I want them to connect with me. And, I see you doing that same thing as well. So, what inspired you to start your clothing line, and how has that, worked out for you? And are you connecting people with the product? Or are you connecting people with you?
50 Cent inspired me. G-Unit. I remember when I was wherever I was. I remember when 50 came out with the G-Unit. I'm like, damn, like this dude got his own. I know there was a million people, but for some reason in my mind, I knew that 50 was a businessman. Right. This dude got his own like hats, his own shirts, his label. Oh my God, he's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to do that too. Right. I want to make my own hats. I want to make my own shirts. I want to do my own socks. I want to do my own pants because I'm a creative thinking individual. I can't turn that part of my brain off.
Come on, brother.
But whatever, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I end up, I went online. I found myself a graphic designer. Hey, give me this design. I got this thing in my head called, thought about BIKEDOPE. Yeah, it's called a BIKEDOPE.
So you just thought about BIKEDOPE
because I was in New Jersey one day, and these guys it was in February, and nobody was riding bikes or whatever. But he had one of my Devil Dog buddies, as a matter of fact. He had a hangout at his house on the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And all these guys came over and all this and that. It was all kinds of different colors. They were different creeds and everything. Puerto Ricans and blacks and whites. This, that. I'm like, wow. And the one thing they had in common was they like motorcycles. I don't ride bikes. I think they're cool.
Right.
Like, all right. Word. Okay. So what, hanging out, doing what guys do. You know what I'm saying? And everybody went home, and I slept on his couch that night.
Yeah.
So I woke up, and it came to me. I'm like, dog, I'm about to do the same thing 50 did with the hats and the shirts and everything. I don't know how though. I need a name for it. I need a name. Like, I need a name. Something's gonna be crazy. Let's call it whatever it was before that. I'm like, nah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Let's call it that. I'm like, nah. So let's call it Bike Dope, man. BIKEDOPE.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Like,
okay.
Like that. Because I don't talk myself out of stuff. I kind of weigh out my options. I'm not the guy who needs to make a decision. Like, it doesn't take me long to pull the trigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He squeezed for me. I'm really like that. Like, boom, and I'm just clicked in. Now we're here. That's how it really worked for me. So
you just zone in. So folks, let me just describe what Mr. John was doing there. What he was doing, he was locking in on his target, and he took his breathing, right? He inhaled and exhaled, and then there's this 3-second pause. When you it's called a natural what's it called? Natural I forgot what it's called.
Is natural point of aim, or is that it?
Natural something.
Natural
natural respiratory pause or something like that.
Okay.
But so yeah, you get to that point, and then you squeeze the trigger gently, right? And I feel like, so what I got from that when you were saying, is like when you go about business or when you go about anything and you have a target, you don't just like, pow, you don't just like, I'm going. You take your time, you breathe, you get to your natural place, or you get to a place of balance. And
everything is even at that point in my head.
Everything's even at that point. And then you engage.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that I needed to hear about a couple of years ago, because I was always that guy like, oh, I want to start a business. And like I was starting businesses, and then the businesses would fail because it was just like, oh, I want to start a business. Oh, I want to start a business. And I was never putting any work behind it. I was never even like engaged with the idea that I had at first, So a lot of people do that, and I respect what you do. So that's what I want to say.
No, good, man.
But that's dope, man. So how does your family incorporate with your business? Like, are they involved, or are they like, you do your thing on the side and then family's just how's that?
I'm not a liar, right? I don't lie about nothing, right? So for me, it's been different people have different views, man. And your vision is your vision. It's up to you to protect it, and you have to hone in on it. And my support system is different. Like my wife does her thing and I do mine, but we kind of meet each other in the middle. But I know that I have this particular skill set,
right,
that she may not have, and I know that you have a particular skill set that I may not have. So it's just playing to your strengths and tighten it up on your weaknesses. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not
so they're where they need to be. Like you guys have your system in place to where y'all are operating, y'all are coexisting, y'all are living together and operating your businesses together and supporting each other when need be, right?
But it's deep though. It's deep though, because a lot of people don't really like I come from real humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I come from real humble beginnings, dog. And for me, it's and everything that I do with Bike Dope is that kind of works, be it a hat, t-shirt, or conversation with anybody that I met. Just those are all huge victories in my head. Like they're monumental because this started on a couch.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? This started on the couch for me. So I can't expect her to be like, well, you know what? Hey, that was cool what you did with like, yeah. But you don't understand how really cool it was, to really think about that. Like even with the bike, I came up with the hats and the shirts and stuff. I'm like, you know what, dog? But I got kind of dove into it a little bit. And I'm like, man, not everybody, but it's not too hard to make hats and shirts and socks and stuff.
Right.
So what am I really trying to do here? Well, the name I believe is going to be kind of crazy in itself.
It's dope. I was trying to figure it out at first. I was like,
yeah, because everybody, it's motorcycles. So I said, yeah,
right.
BIKEDOPE is the motorcycles as Amazon is the water.
Mm.
And they say, they look at me like, who the? I'm like, okay, well, I didn't say that. You said that, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But I learned too, doing this BIKEDOPE stuff, like people have to buy into you before anything.
Mm-hmm.
BIKEDOPE is just something I just do. You know what I'm saying? BIKEDOPE is just one of those things that, I think it's cool. I think it's fly. And I like to have a good time doing it, man. But
yeah.
And it's more, to me, it's more of a, I would say more of a culture, more of a lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've met so many amazing people, that really get it. Because the acronym stands for Believe in Killing Everything. Now that ourselves Silent W was past experience. So
that's deep.
Whatever you do, you got to kill it. Like I'm for real. Like I'm the guy where if you're a janitor, okay, well I need you to be the janitor. Like
be the best janitor,
not a dude who cleans up.
Right.
Or if you want to be, if you want to start working out, then you need to start doing the 2 a days.
Right.
3 days, whatever. Like that's the kind of guy I am. I
like if you're gonna do it, like go all in. That's what you're saying.
Don't think about it. Because you can talk yourself out of it. Remember, I need to talk yourself into it. Don't, because it's so much. You
talk yourself out of it a little faster though sometimes.
Yeah, and then along, you're the only one that's upset because you talked yourself out of it. And these people, like you said earlier, get to see fall on your face, and that starts playing on your psyche. So we got to be mentally strong.
So how do you deal with failure then? Like when you're building,
ain't no failures.
So there's no failure. There's just doing over or what?
You learn because what do we deem as a failure though? Like I talk to myself like I talk to my kids.
Right.
Like
what do we deem as a failure? Like,
right.
What is failure?
You failed because you didn't do what you thought. You just weren't prepared, dog. That's what it is. These guys out here getting money, doing this, doing that. In my case, right? If I'm talking to myself, we're always talking himself out of it.
My pop said he's always talking himself out of it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Right.
There is no such thing as failures, man. Life is too short to be worried about the good stuff. Why are you worried about failing anyway? Like I don't think like that. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
Why are you worried about worry about the good? Like it's the good that is the evil. Well, the evil's always gonna be, but the good is paradise, Jack. You know what I'm saying? Learn for me. Focus on that.
Yeah.
And I'm really
focus on the good things.
Yeah, focus. I mean, and failure. I don't think there's no such thing as failure. I think you could have been a little bit better prepared.
Prepared, right?
Yeah, because it's all.
You're right.
It's preparation. It's preparation.
You're right, and I feel like we've introduced that word, that F word, failure. We've introduced that to children, people like us. We were introduced that word like back in elementary school or middle school, whatever it was. We knew what failure meant. Oh, I failed. I did not do what was asked of me, or I did not accomplish this task, or I did not pass this test. Yeah. And now I'm dumb. I'm stupid. I'm whatever they want to label themselves. Yeah. So we start using the failure. We start using the F word. Yeah. We start using failure, and we put. It's almost like putting a lock on a door. Like failure says, oh, I can't go through that door no more. So like when I dropped out of college, I was like, oh, I can't do college no more. When you fail a PT test, it's like, oh, I can't be a Marine anymore. So like, I'm just like, a lot of people think like that. And you have me thinking now, and I'm just like, man, you know what? Every time I've done something and I've marked it like failure, I never went back to pick it back up. I just left it there.
It's all about accountability. Remember, you messed it up. You dropped the ball. You did all that. So it's something you didn't do right. That's what it boils down to.
Right.
You build this, dog. There's no, you are the creator of your universe, period.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
So you write your own script. You write your own ticket. You have to be accountable. So if you fail, that means you failed. Congratulations. If you think like that, but you got to be able to be G enough to look back and be like, hold on, dog. Like I failed because I didn't eat right. I failed because I didn't study. I failed because I didn't get these clothes off because I didn't put myself out here enough. So we got to get over ourselves.
So it's really on us. At the end of the day, like if we don't accomplish our task, and I'm experiencing this today. Like I I had my wife, we sat down and came up with a list of things to do. And I was
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna do all of this stuff for my goals.
Yeah.
I went outside, ended up helping neighbors with a cat and then an exhaust piping. I'm over here like doing all this extra stuff. And I failed to, I'm quote unquote failed to do the things that I desired to do that was going to benefit my businesses.
But you're a good dude, though, Alan, man. That's all good dude stuff, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess so. You go helping the cat.
Yeah, helping somebody with cat, that's good dude.
With a cat and sticking in the
I mean, it is what it is. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. As long as you say I messed up and this is why I messed up, you just go.
See, that's why I have you on here, John. Because a lot of people aren't like you. When you tell people like, man, I failed, they'd be like, man, yeah, but next time. You're more like, no, you didn't. You didn't fail. Look at me. You didn't fail. Pick yourself back up.
Yeah.
Get back on the job.
You have to. And I'll tell you, I'm gonna give you a small thing too. This is kind of off the subject, but I had a heart attack 3 years ago, and I have 2 stents in my heart.
Wow.
And I had 3 blockages, and I was driving trucks over the road, and there's just a lot of stuff going on in my life, and I actually died twice, all kinds of fun stuff, right downstairs in the house I'm in now, in our home, man. I remember when I was closing my eyes to essentially die. I remember this. I was on my couch, and I said, you know what? Let me, because the guy was trying to give me an IV. It was all kinds of stuff going on. I was kind of going in and blacking out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I remember I was laying there. I'm like, man, so let me just close my eyes for a minute. Let me just close my eyes. But I didn't know I was closing my eyes to essentially flatline, right?
Right.
And they resuscitated me. I was dead for like 45 seconds. It was just crazy. But then when I got to the hospital, I was in the ambulance and I was riding. There was 2 nurses, an older lady and a younger woman, calling in the numbers, and the older woman was kind of like checking my levels, make sure I'm okay, comfortable, and all that.
Yeah.
And I had died, so I didn't know. I'm like, I said, ma'am, if you don't mind me asking, what just happened? She said, you had a heart attack and died twice.
Jeez.
And I'm like, huh. And at that point, I couldn't blame anybody. Because whatever I wasn't doing it. If my diet was insufficient, if I wasn't getting adequate rest, if I was stressing, because I was driving trucks, mind you. So I was going, I'm the guy, right? Devil dog, rockheads, right? So if there's a load that picks up in Charlotte and it's going to Connecticut, how much does it pay? Okay, sign me up for it, and I'll eat when I get to Delaware, and I'll be off like 3 hours of sleep. Crazy. That's how I was rolling.
Wow.
But I was doing that. Nobody else was. Nobody held a gun to my head or made me do that. Just trying, stretching myself extremely too thin. And then that's when everything clicked in my head. Like, you know what? Yeah. I've always been like that, but now I really got to hone in, because now that's actually a gift now. And, and I'm
so how do you use it as a gift? Like, how do you
because
make that?
I hold myself accountable for like today. I didn't want to do it, but I painted. I barbecued out in the rain.
Yeah.
All this crazy stuff. Like, but then and I had this in my head, like, when you at 5:45, I gotta be where I gotta be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So accountability to me is rule number 1. Because you are the maker and designer of your own universe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't doing something right, that means you're not doing something right. That's all it means.
That's all it means.
Like, accountability. Like, I'm super accountable. Like, and it's hard. Like, that's the gift and the curse, right? Because, well, like with kids, my children I have a 6-year-old, and he's I can understand why he can't read yet. I can't understand for life me why my 6-year-old, I'm gonna say it real slow. Yeah. I can understand why my 6-year-old child can't read yet.
Yeah.
Who can really read like at 6? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like read.
Okay. So you're trying to drill instructor. You drill instructor right now.
Okay, just if you sit down for a minute,
right,
and words instead of reading. And if he can get these 5 words right, that means he's talking to myself, right? Like, that means he's reading. Okay, high five, my man. Okay, we got 5 of these, 5 more. So that's how it goes for me. That's how it man.
Yeah.
I just think this whole social media buzz, everybody just, people like you use it for the right thing. A lot of people
Yeah.
use it for the wrong thing, you know, and
Yeah, man, I try, bro. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to use it for the right thing. Like I really try to like engage people and like get them engaged, bring positivity. And it's like people really desire negativity a lot of times. Like they desire to people burning buildings down. They desire the racism. They desire the, like they feed off of those negativity, the negative energy and everything. So like you get people like us who are being positive and like we're trying to like we're not having anybody twerk or do anything crazy on our show. We're just trying to present something authentic and official. And we're doing it on our own. And it's hard to tell people, hey, come to the table and eat with me. Like, come eat this food. It's going to be better than what you're eating out there.
But you got to be able to speak that language too, though, right? You got to be kind of cultured in that, because everybody is not holier than thou. Like a lot of people still get out here, and that's I guess my platform, right? Like I go around the country and I speak to everybody and anybody, man, because I really believe we're all the same.
Facts.
The only thing that makes me and you different is our story, dog. That's it.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what else it could be. So I go around the country, man, and I find some of the coolest people on the planet. Yeah. And we just talk.
Yeah.
I get to view their world through their lens, and I become a vessel. That's where the magic happens, because
that's when you're bringing the connection between you and your brand. Like you're bringing like who you are. You're Jon, but you have your Bike Dope, so you're bringing them you're making that connection, and then it's like, hey, this stands for what I stand for.
Yeah.
And you want to bring them in that. So like I agree. Like I'm that person too. Like I'll go to wherever it is and I'll talk to whoever it is, from the highest to the lowest of persons, and based on what people look at by status, but just to anyone out there in the world, and have a basic conversation with them and have like the, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? Because I feel like when you invite people into your world, and like you said, we create our world, right? So when I invite people into my positivity and I invite people into my positive energy and my words of affirmation, me telling them they're dope, me telling them like, yo, I love your work, like keep grinding. Like, that's what I'm trying to do with people. I'm trying to get people to where, they desire to be, and I feel like that's my calling. Like my calling is to get people to where they desire to be. And while I do that, that's when I'll get lifted up. Like I'm not worried about getting myself up there. Like I want to make people great. I want to make people their best selves. And I'm talking about emotionally, because as a veteran, like I don't know if you've have you wrestled with any like PTSD or anything, like, or did you go?
I think PTSD is such a broad spectrum. I think it's such a really huge umbrella. So I think part of my PTSD is part of my just kind of persistence or consistency or whatever, almost to a fault sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they're like, damn, dog, just chill out. But my motor goes, right? And and I didn't even go to Iraq. Yeah. I didn't even go to Iraq. I went when the orders came to go to Iraq, I got orders to go to MSG school, MSG dude. And we had the kind of platoon, man, that you kind of see on the movies. Yeah. Like, guys, like he was the ladies' man. He was a slick talker. He was that. He was this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, man, it was when I went to MSG, like the whole Legion went to Iraq. But I went to MSG.
So you kind of got saved.
But that I guess if you look at it like that, but those are my guys though.
Right. Yeah, like, you would have rather went, versus
my guys, man. On about bang the ball, my dudes, man. That's what it was. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how it's always been with us. And I felt so. I think that's part of, and that was a big, because I went to MSG, but then I rocked out because mentally I wasn't there. Mentally, I was in Iraq. I was in Baghdad with them guys up here. Right. I just wasn't there in the physical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you can get lost. You can get lost in that space as well. Like you can get lost in that space, and you can have your experiences which changes and alter, you know, your mind and who you are as a person.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, man, I believe like the trauma exists outside of war. Trauma is rampant all over the place, you know. Just looking at war and experiencing war is trauma, and coming to America and experiencing, you know, the war in America with the hate and just all the negativity that does exist. Like you said, even though there is negativity will always exist. Let's look ahead at positive things. Let's look ahead at greater things. So I'm rocking with you, bro. So I completely understand that. I wanted to read off something here. Let's see what we have. It's my pops again, Levi Simmons. I know what you mean. I'm a truck driver also, and it's really hard. I have had to call EMS myself because my body was trying to tell me something. Facts, like you can't. And talking on that point is like, you know, we sometimes put ourselves in a predicament where we're overworking ourselves for the sake of success. And for the sake of moving forward, we're overworking ourselves. So could you quickly like go into that and talk to the person who may be working themselves right now during COVID?
Well, I guess the older me will say, you know, you're gonna get what's coming to you, but the younger me, like the back, and the other guy will be like, "Hey man, get it how you live," type guy.
Get it how you live.
Yeah. Meaning hustle your tail off. You know what I mean? I don't know. Just kind of just do things. Just take your time with everything.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a matter of trying to make all the money, you're never gonna win. You're never gonna win that race. I think if it's up to if I was talking to younger me, and if I was talking to my younger self, right, I would tell him, I would say, just slow down, breathe a little bit, and understand. You're gonna
slow down.
Yeah, just breathe, dog. Just breathe.
Yeah.
And just assess what's going on. How much money you think you about to make?
Right.
Right. Like what like really what's about to happen right now? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You about to make all the money, you know, and my thing was I had a family to support.
Right.
I had a brand new child. For real. And my other kid was 8. And my wife wasn't working. So
you had to buckle down.
That's it.
You had to buckle down and just take whatever came.
Yeah.
We have Jade got it. What up, Jade? Thank you both for your service. Thank you, young lady, for your service as well. Jade knows a lot about logistics as well. You know, with trucking and everything. I think that's a awesome field as well. So I want to ask you, during COVID times right now, a lot of people have experienced this shift in their business. How have you adapted? Like, what have you done to adapt your business to the conditions of COVID-19?
I guess my stuff is I really, because I guess it's like a gray area with me, man, because I don't really get paid when I go to talk to these people like I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been getting everybody their space, kind of, sort of speak. I guess as far as like gear wise, and just trying to be a little bit more creative, and just learn different funnels to kind of go through to kind of get to those people.
Yeah.
So I want to be the guy where, you know, I guess you're not supposed to be afraid to ask for the sale.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I feel if you rock with me, you rock with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, I never, like, Nas never told me to buy his CD.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You just rock with him, so you bought the CD.
My guy. And I want to carry that same kind of energy. So I don't think that the COVID is, I guess mentally, you know, you got to be a little bit more cognizant of what's going on as far as people in financials and stuff like that, man. But as far as like something astronomically, you know, like this sale's about to blow the top off, well, I'm the guy where you should have a sale anyway.
Right. Exactly.
It shouldn't take excuse me, you shouldn't have to nothing crazy to happen for you to, you know, look out for your people, do right by your folks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what necessarily I've done out of the ordinary to make, you know, to ramp everything up, you know, like as far as sales, because I'll be lying to you if I'm telling you my sales are out the roof, because they're not.
Right.
I just need more work to do.
But that's not where your focus is right now. So there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's just like where I'm at. Like, I'm like, okay, I know I want to increase sales, but right now I want to connect with people. Right now I want people to understand like who I am, what I'm about, and you know what I'm doing. So that's what I'm trying to do.
And you're doing a great job of
Appreciate it. Oh, both of y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Tara, what up?
You're doing great.
I'm doing my thing, brother. You know, it's really, oh man, like, you know, when you try to balance things, and when I look at you, bro, like I'm just like, man, I gotta keep grinding, you know, like, and you came to my brunch, that really inspired me first and foremost. That's how we actually like connected more. You know, this guy came to my brunch, he was always there, he was real chill, he would always be chilling back, you know, with his hair like this, you know, but you know, he's always cool, you know, and I really respect your grind, and that's why I was like, I have to get this guy on my show. And you know, your positivity, I wouldn't bring anyone on my show I wouldn't trust with my people, with the people that follow me, you know, and so that just speaks highly of you and what you represent as a man, as a veteran, you know, because a lot of our brothers and sisters out there, they haven't found their why, you know, they haven't found their who, you know, who they are, you know, so they're struggling with creating themselves, you know, like when you like you said, you have to create your reality, so you have to, I feel, and this is just my personal opinion, just from me, is that I had to create who I wanted to be, because I was still learning who I was, and every day we're learning, like I'm learning like, oh, that makes me angry, or that makes me upset, or oh, this makes me really lazy, you know, so like, oh, this environment doesn't benefit me. So, you know, there's ways around success, there's ways around failure, and I'm just saying failure for my sake. You know, I know you said failure doesn't exist, so please don't stomp the yard on me, bro. I'm just saying, you know, if failure did exist, you know, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, man. But I wanted to ask people if they had any questions for us. You know, if you guys have any questions about the military, if you have questions about branding or whatever it is, please ask. What's up, bro?
I forgot to mention, man. I use my platform too, man. That's why it's very important.
Yeah.
How you like to start?
My dad said, "What about if you make the best sweet potato pies? How do you start something like that to sell pies?"
You find people who love sweet potato pies, and you get yourself a pie, and you start getting the samples out. And then chances are the people who like them sweet potato pies will find other people like sweet potato pies. And
I try to tell that, man. Hey, look, I told my dad, I was like, my dad was supposed to start Levi's Pies like 2 years ago. Cause this man, look, I'm gonna tell you this. This is a quick plug because you're my father. But my dad makes the best sweet potato pie, you know, there is in all the world. You know, so if you guys want some sweet potato pies, hit up Levi.
That's cool, man.
But yeah, man. So hold on, there are the review. So failure, what is that? But yeah, man. So if you guys have questions, please ask. I wanted to go to my question list because I never went to that. I just went off.
Oh, Alan Levi, I gotta mention this, man, before it's too late.
Oh, go ahead.
My son has sickle cell disease.
Yes, and I wanted to, that's what I was about to go into my.
I should always make that first because that's always on the front of my mind every single day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's I don't know if like there's a couple of celebrities out there who have it and stuff like that, man, but I don't know, man. I can just tell you that him being 6 has been a whole lot different than a lot of other 6-year-olds.
Right.
Like the 23rd. This week he has to go for a blood transfusion.
Oh, man.
And this will be his 12th blood transfusion this year. Wow. No, this will be his 12th one. So he had to have the series of 12 because he was at risk for having a stroke.
Man.
So it's been a rough ride, but there's been other stuff that happened. I mean, like spleen issues, all kinds of fun stuff, man.
Right.
You know, but he's a tough little dude, man.
Right.
He's a tough dude, and I got to be tough for him. You know what I mean? And
so how's that been for you, man? Like,
it's taxing. It's taxing as hell.
Yeah.
But it's real, and it's my real life, right? But then you think you got it bad until you meet a child with cerebral palsy who's blind.
Right.
Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, we
You're
can't,
right.
you know, because everybody thinks that this life is, everything is just, you know, we're supposed to have this. Well, I guess to a certain degree, but, you know, things are going to happen, whether you're prepared or not. I didn't even know I had to. Okay, I'm biracial, right? So my father was black all the way up until he died, and my mother was white. So when I got to the military, I never got tested for the sickle cell trait. because I don't think I look like that. I think the Johnsons and the Smiths and the Jacksons were over there. But the Smigelskis and the Currys and stuff go over there. And I think I'm on that side. But that's on the other side. You go right down the middle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I didn't find out I had the sickle cell trait until he was born. Yeah. And I got a phone call from his physician. Are you Jason Geronimo Agnew's dad? I'm like, yeah. Well, he has sickle cell. And he was like 5 days old. Man. I'm like, what you talking? He got what? Nah. Well, you're his dad, right? Yeah. They tell me. You know, we got to test you. And that's when I found out I had the trait from him. Man. So, and if you're not familiar with sickle cell, man, it's pardon me. So we all have cells in our body that are like dimes, right? And our hemoglobin replenishes the oxygen to those cells so we can kind of go faster, push ourselves, whatever. Well, my son's sickle cell cells are like that and are like that. And they're sticky, right? And they're sticky. So what happens is you might get blood clots in your arm and your leg or whatever. And the blood clot will clot up, and then the cells will start sticking, which causes pain. No, that's why some people get amputated hands because the clots get so bad, or feet, or whatever. And it's like, who better than me than to take the jobs? What I say, you know. But there's been so many that, again, like with PTSD, man, sickle cell has so many different facets. It's not just, but sickle cell people have to, or people who have the trait or the disease like he has. Sickle cell SS have to drink constantly drink water, hydrate, because you constantly they as well as everybody else, but especially my kind of people, sickle cells, have to constantly flush their spleen with the water. You know what I mean? So it's constant flush. And who knows, man? You know, all I can tell you is that when it's all said and done for me, my kid is gonna know that his old man tried. Right. You know yeah. He's coming upstairs now. I'm trying to keep him away. I'm locked in. Hopefully you don't make it up here.
Yeah. Man, that's and I'm sorry that you guys have to go. No, and not like the I'm sorry you guys, but like like you said, we all go through different things and we all face different things. Like, I mean, people told me like they sorry I had to go through like the PTSD stuff, and like the suicidal thoughts and stuff, and stuff. But like, and I'm like, oh no, it's okay. But like, I genuinely, like, you try to understand, empathize with people, and you may not fully understand what they're going through, but we all understand pain and we all understand hurt. And I always keep that in mind when I'm on the journey of building my brand and my business and network. And my network. I'm just like, what, people are going through things. Like, if they don't respond to my text, if they don't respond to my message, they could be going through something. Like, don't be so selfish and feel like, oh, they're like, if you would have told me like, hey Alan, I can't do that podcast on if I would have hit you up today and you were like, hey, I got some family stuff coming up, I can't make it, I wouldn't have been like, man, I'm never doing business with Jon again. Like, that's whack. Because I understand families have to go through things. People are going through things, and your family is more important than my business. So I'm just saying that, though.
It's understandable, man. I just like to always mention that. Yeah. That's why I just think I want my BIKEDOPE Jon Agnew, whatever this thing is, man, I want to be as big as humanly possible, man. So my scale, so the scale for sickle cell can be that much wider. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a disease there's no cure for. You just like,
man. It's just my dad said to check out black seed oil.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I don't know if y'all use that, but he said check out black seed oil.
Yeah, we use all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, but still, keep in mind he's only 6, right? So trying to get a kid to take black seed oil and stuff like that.
That John nasty. And dandelion, what's this?
Dandelion root,
Dandelion root, yeah. Familiar with that. But man, I wanted to ask you, like, so you're juggling, not just juggling, because you're not. I thought I heard somebody say, I don't know if it was T.I. or somebody, but it was like, I'm not a clown, I'm not juggling nothing. But you're managing, your business, and you have your family and you have your son, your child with sickle cell, and you yourself, just going through life as a man, as an entrepreneur. how are you keeping yourself afloat? Like, what are you doing? Are you doing some self-care? Are you like, what are you doing?
I read a lot.
Yeah.
I read a lot. I go for walks a lot. I try to train my body to be as strong as possible. I try to eat right.
Yeah.
I try to smile at people. I try to make conversations with people that's meaningful. I try to set little tasks for myself during the course of the day that I try to fulfill them. You know what I mean? I try to have a kind of regimented lifestyle in terms of I don't want to go to bed at this time. I want to scale back and go to bed at this time.
Yeah.
Just all things, because our life is so fast. It comes at us so fast. You gotta pump the brakes, and you gotta catch up with time. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta catch up with time.
You wanna. Well, that's not how this works.
Right.
That's not how this works, because time will always go. You just got to find time for yourself. Even to even reading, dog. Like reading takes me places that, but I can feel myself getting sharper. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing when you, it's one thing when you when you can feel it, when you can feel little shifts, when you can look back from a year ago this time. Use Facebook in that regard. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 years ago this time, what were you doing?
Right. You don't want to be doing the same thing.
And I set little goals for myself. Like a couple of days, about a week ago, I did a fast. You ever did a fast?
Yes.
I have never done one like that. Not since I've been an adult.
Yeah.
Like an adult, like mentally. Like I've been an adult since I've been 21, but like an adult with kids, I would say.
Oh, okay. Like a real adult.
Yeah, for me, you know what I'm saying?
Like a real adult. Yeah.
So I did my fast. That was pretty, because your body, I always say, man, like the general controls the troops, right? General controls the troops. So the troops are everything else. Whatever you eat, whatever, all this and that. But the general is the one who makes the ship go. So you gotta listen to the general. That's why you gotta be sharp upstairs. That's why you gotta eat and get adequate sleeping and drink plenty of water.
Right.
General, and the general, he controls everything, man. So the general says no, it's gonna be no.
It's gonna be a no.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no.
Hey, John. So we're at like a minute, or we're at an hour and 2 minutes in our podcast interview. Time has flown by so fast. And I actually wanted to talk about that painting in the back real quick, because that's junk. Is it a painting or what behind you?
A painting, man. Like this one.
That one, yeah.
And I'm working on a deal with Adidas too, man. So when you get so wait, let me.
That junk's fly.
Thank you, sir.
For people who dare. Oh my God. Yeah. Bike dope.
Right. Can you see it?
Bike dope. For people who dare. Yeah, that looks good. I see it. Who did that for you? That's dope.
Pernell Farrington. She's my homegirl out of Detroit, man.
Yeah.
So she's ill with the stuff. And that's a big thing too, man. Like you have to see yourself for what you see yourself as. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on all kinds of paintings, not me per se, but I'm working on all kinds of stuff, like dealing with different artists and stuff like that, man. I'm gonna have one drawn downstairs of a mural. My family, but my family's gonna be superheroes.
Oh, that's dope. Like the what's the family people name? I forgot.
Incredible.
The Impossibles.
Yeah, not the Impossibles, but the Incredibles.
Not the Impossibles.
So what we're gonna do
is
but it's gonna be through my eyes, right? Like my superpower is gonna be that, and my little kid, my 15-year-old is gonna be, his superpower is gonna be that. My wife, blah blah blah. It's gonna be fly, man. I'm looking forward.
That's dope. If you need me to help you guys out, I got a little skill. You know what I'm saying?
What are you trying to do?
I mean, I didn't do this. My wife did that back there. Walk by faith. You can't really see it. I ain't gonna show y'all. But I'm gonna have to charge y'all if y'all see that. But but oh yeah. So we were going to do giveaways, right? Are we still going to do those giveaways? Or I mean, it's on you. I mean,
I'm down.
We can do. Let's do a giveaway. Let's do one giveaway. So for the people in the back, who could tell me what branch John was in if you were paying attention. What branch was he in? What branch of the military was he in? The first person to answer gets a
Go
giveaway. I probably was supposed to ask the question like tomorrow or something, like give people time to forget. But so yeah, whoever answers that question, and let me post that question in the she said, I came in late. Ooh, you gotta go back. You gotta go back. Well, look, if you go back and you get the answer, we will still get that to you. She said that she came in late. Oh, you can't see it. There it goes. She came in late. But yeah, so we'll get that to you. So if you can find the answer, we'll get that to you. Don't start guessing either. You only get one. Oh, my dad got it. My dad got it. Sorry, guys. My dad's been on this whole time. So, Pops, what does my dad get?
He gets a. Is your pops here? Is he local?
He's in Charleston, Somerville.
Okay. I need to get one of them pies from him. I want to start there, man. I want to buy a pie.
Daddy, he said he got to get a pie first before you get your giveaway.
Well, I mean, I got to get a T-shirt. Just I guess get his information from I get his information, mail him, whatever.
Okay.
No deal, but
we'll get you that shirt, Pops.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I guess everybody who wants pies, message my dad. He'll give you those pies right there. But outside of that, John, I really am thankful that you were able to join me on the Purpose Pod, brother. I am thankful for your life, and I just say a special prayer for your family. I just pray that God blesses them and He blesses your descendants. And I just think that with different sicknesses that are flowing around in different families, it puts a lot of pressure on parents and children. And it's the same pressure. The children are trying to carry this weight because they're going through something that I've never gone through. That is really difficult. So if there's anything that I can do, the Purpose Pod, me, the Brunch and Ties, Brunch and Hills, whatever I'm associated with, if we can raise money, to help with any medical stuff, I really do want to do that, because I understand that you can't fully grind the same as everybody else, because, you guys have, other things going on in your family. So I just want to say for those who do want to support John and his business, please do feel free to support him. And that's his, what was that? Venmo there. The Venmo right there. If you want to take a snapshot picture or whatever it is of it, that would be great, because, this brother's out here grinding. COVID-19's out here and he's still pushing forward. He's still being positive. So, do you deliver to Canada is a question.
Yes, I believe.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does deliver to Canada.
With drop ship, or the shipping's been a bit slow now due to the COVID stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you could go to his website.
BIKEDOPE.net, man.
I don't know if he is given. I think we did our giveaway, but there is 15% off if you use the Purpose Pod or use Purpose Pod. Use Purpose Pod at BIKEDOPE.net, and you get your 15% off of dope gear, and you support this brother in his move. But yes, brother, do you have any closing statements? Do you want to say anything about any events you have coming up or anything you want us to know?
I don't know, man. There's so much stuff that I'd like to say. I just think in terms of first of all, I'd like to say thank you, man. What up, Tom, my man? I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you having me on. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you just listening to my story. I know it's tough out here, trying to maintain your you and sharpen your tools to be a better you, man, amidst all the just debauchery that's going on, man. But I like to tell you, you're doing a great job, if that means anything.
It does, brother. It does.
I mean, from a wholeheartedly place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does.
I really think, and I value you, dude. And
yeah.
But I didn't know you can dance like that. That's
He's
crazy.
waiting for that. He's like, he didn't know.
I ain't no dogs. He was out there popping and locking. I'm like, what
Yeah, I get down. I used to get down. I started off in the kitchen. That's where I started off at. Kitchen and sock. I was in some socks. That's how I started off.
But outside of that,
man,
it's all good. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the time, man. And my podcast is I have new episodes we drop probably every 3 or 4 weeks. I've been in New York, I've been to California, I've been to Florida, I've been to DC, I've been to Michigan, Detroit, I've been all over, man. I met some of the illest people on the planet, man. I don't really see myself stopping and slowing down.
Yeah, that's good.
I would just like to say, man, we all have goals and stuff too, and aspirations and desires and all that, man. But I think the key to this thing is learning how to be fully present. If we can learn how to be fully present right here, right now, this time, things would be that much easier for us moving forward. That's
man. That's see I was going to close, but then you had to just try to end it on something like that.
It's the truth, doggy.
Hold on. Jade said, "Oh man, hold on. We got a upset guest here. Someone said
you know what?
She answered.
Is she on Instagram or whatever? Huh? Is she on Instagram?
Yeah.
All right. Well, tell her to follow me, DM me, and we get it together.
All right, we're gonna get you together. Hit them up at BIKEDOPE. I'll send it to you. So that's dope. Yeah. She said she answered first. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I can't see all the answers and stuff. Yeah, the comments. I can't see everything.
It's all good.
So yeah. But I don't want my car set on fire. But yeah, so so you mentioned, we were gonna close up, but then I couldn't close up because I wanted to ask you about like everything that's going on right now. You're biracial.
I am.
And
50-50.
You're split 50-50, so how has this been for you right now? Like these days?
I just, even with me in the military, man, I just believe that I've never been a patriotic dude, man. Like I know that flag has a lot of blood on it.
Right.
And it's been real sticky for 100 years.
Right.
And for me, I make things very simple. I say, if it's good, then there's evil. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it don't feel right, that means it ain't right. It has to be instinctual with me. You know what I'm saying? So I've helped, and I met some black people that wasn't legit like that. So what that mean? I met some corny white folks too.
Yeah.
And so for me, I really hone in on my sense of character. And how my mother raised me to be.
Yeah.
So, and my mother's she's an alpha female. Dad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, somehow I just got it. I understood.
Yeah.
So I think getting treated wrong and even like the cops, dude, like that's awful. Like I had a cop on my podcast about 2 years ago. His name I had to change his name. We call him Carlos Jenkins. But and I asked him, and he's a country boy, black dude. We had a really good conversation, man. But just to hear him say that he's fighting 2 fights, you know what I'm saying? Because the police force is the biggest gang in town.
Right.
So
right. You right about that.
You fighting. You got to be out there fighting the crazies.
Yeah.
I know about Tom Hopkins. I do. I'm trying to get him on my show too.
Tom Hopkins.
Yeah, Tom Hopkins. He's a good dude. He's a Detroit legend, man. He's legendary in the D.
Yeah.
But him, man, it's crazy because like he knows that he's up against a whole lot, just like within the system too. You know what I'm saying? If the law enforcement is 100 people and 90 of them are white, it makes you a minority, even where you work, and that's and
even where you work
protected by the blue badge.
Yeah,
it don't really work like that. So
yeah,
it's awful the stuff that's going on, man. But I'm glad it's kind of not coming to a head, but I'm happy there's more awareness. I'm happy there's younger people involved. I'm happy that there's more leaders coming out of this. I'm happy that there's more people that actually care. But there's some like Nip said, dog, everybody can't go.
Everybody can't go. Hey, look, dog. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this.
Okay.
I'm just looking forward to brighter days. Like brighter days. I'm looking forward to brighter days, but I'm valuing the now. Like I'm really taking in the now. Like I'm not even living for the next. Like when we got on this podcast, I wasn't like, man, I can't wait for 7:30. I can't wait for this podcast to be over. I got on this podcast and I was like, all right, when we get on here and we talk about what we talk about, I'm going to be present and I'm going to be here. Besides me running to get my charger. But other than that, man, like it's very important that we're present. And you mentioned that earlier, like being present in your now with your family, with and I'm learning that. Like I told my wife, like I'm just glad that COVID happened. Like we're spending a whole lot more time, and I've learned to value that and appreciate that. So taking in our now, and despite how ugly the world can be at times, like hold the people that are positive and the people that are close to you, hold them tight and hold them in your circle, because when you're down, they'll be the very people that will pull you up. And I've usually found myself down with a lot of friends, but I'm in the slumps and I have no one to save me, because I don't keep those people like close, like where I'm like, hey guys, I feel depressed. Hey guys, when I was going through that, I didn't have those people there. Yeah. But now I know, like, hey, when I start to feel myself going down that dark hole, help. I don't want to go there no more. Like, I don't want to be there no more.
So what do you do when you're on a dark hole, man?
When I go in a dark hole, sometimes I embrace it. Like I you know what? I'm gonna tell you. Let me get real with you real quick. Yeah. So I scare myself sometimes because of what I've been through. And who I am, I try to silence the darkness. So everyone sees the positive Alan, like you guys see me like, oh yeah, I'm positive. But then no one sees the battle between me and the guy I used to be, or me, the dark side, the anger, the anxiety, the wanting to snap, the wanting to curse everybody out, the wanting to just, like say whatever to the world, like that guy.
Yeah.
Me and him are fighting every day. And I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to be the positive, never stop, never quit, repeat.
Okay, what do you do to move forward though? What do you tell that dude?
I mean, like I said, I go to that place with him. I go into that dark place to where I'm like, I'm like in there, and I have to, and I talk to myself a lot of times, and people may think I'm crazy, but it's not like verbally, but it's inside. I sit outside, and I talk to myself, and I talk to God at the same time, and I'm like, God, like, are you real? Who are you? Like, why am I going through this depression? Why am I going through this depression? Why am I going through this battle? And I'm asking questions, and like you said, we create our reality, right? Uh-huh. So when I'm asking these questions, I start seeing the answers in my reality. I start seeing, well, you're depressed because you're overworking yourself and you're going so hard and you're giving everybody your best that you're not getting enough rest. So that's what I do. I go in that dark place with myself, and I start asking myself questions. Why are you not happy? Do you want to live this way the rest of your life? What do you want your tomorrow to look like? What is the next hour going to look like? And do you really care what people say about you? Like, are you going to live your life like you care what people say about you? And I'm on this note, and I'm gonna end what I'm saying is that, like when I say I don't care about what people think about me, is that I care what people think about me, but I don't let it affect my journey. I'm not going to stop on the side of the road because everybody thinks that Alan is going crazy because he's pursuing his dreams. I'm not going to stop because everybody says, oh, this guy is 31 years old and trying to graduate college and trying to start his entrepreneurship. Like I'm not going to stop for anybody. So, and that's what I see in you, John. Like I respect that hustle, and I see it when I get on your Instagram, and I'm like, yeah, this dude, he's authentic. And I don't see a lot of people like you around, and I'm not saying I know a lot of people like you, but I don't see a lot of people like you around who are really authentic and are like, yeah, like this is what my family's going through. Like everything's not Star Spangled Banner over here. Like we're not living, the life that that you may want to dive into. Like everybody thinks, oh, I want the life that John has. I want the life that Alan has. Like, no, you don't know what it takes to run this life, but I love my life. I love what I have and I love what I'm going through. So I'm gonna stop on there because I get a little pumped up and I get to talking.
You gotta put it out there like that. People need to hear that, man, and that's spinning for you too. And as well as me. And I'm glad I'm able to hear it and be, firsthand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I think
because it's part. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, and even with me, man, I think I've learned to I almost said a bad word. I really don't as far as like I guess I value what people say, but I know my heart and my intention is always good. So if you into what I'm doing, or if you're not,
right,
it's not gonna gas me up either way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you care what people think about you. Imagine when you get 700, 800,000 people that dig you, then because you can't care what they say. You just got to be authentic to who you are.
Facts.
That's how the game is played. You know, at least from my perspective, from my seat.
Yeah.
And do my coaching from the sideline, coach myself, because we're our own worst enemy.
Right.
Hey, I probably should have did that. Well, yeah, you can, but dog, like, I don't. My value system is different. Like, I know my kids. I try to do right by my kids. I try to do right by my family, my friends.
Yeah.
I'm not by no stretch, but like, I know what I got is gold. I know. Right. I know that you have gold too, though. Because we were put in this position, not Alan, but anybody. Like, people that really have a purpose. Like, you really have a purpose. You got to find that purpose, though. It's not anybody, And just to say you're 31, I'm 42. I'll be graduating in hold on. I'll be graduating in April.
Yeah.
Business management. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And congratulations, brother. Congratulations.
But that's it's work. I appreciate that. Humbly, honestly, I do. But dog, like, I'm not the college guy. I'm not doing this. I'm doing this because they're paying me to kind of. It sounds bad. It sounds really bad. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they pay me a boatload of money to go to school when I go.
Right. I know what you mean. Are you talking about like the VA?
Yeah, like the VA. Yeah.
Oh, they the VA. Yes, I know what you mean, brother. Yeah. And look, that's how I stayed alive a lot of times. Was the VA. Huh?
I go to school in NYC. So I fly every week back and forth to NYC.
Wow.
But to me, it's just okay. That's like, plus I got a couple other little things that I do for my income. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They pay me that New York City rate of pay. Plus, I'm gonna get a degree out of it.
Right. I need to send some stuff up there to New York with you when you go up there. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, dog, what I've learned is that it's absolutely pertinent to add value to whatever you do.
Facts.
First and foremost, there's so many people come into situations. Hey, man, can you? Well, no, listen. What can I do? Like I used to say, people like the brunches and ties thing.
Yeah.
The first time I went to your thing, I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Very first time, because I know what I know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just sitting back, playing my position, staying in my lane. But I'm thinking, well, my man is doing this. Yeah. And he stays with it. It's gonna get bigger. It's gonna get, and soon we're gonna be packing some kind of catering hall or something.
Right. Exactly. Hey, I pray that happens.
But I'm happy, I'm happy that we met for whatever the reason was, man.
Yeah.
I don't question nothing the universe does, dog.
Right.
Go with
it.
Yeah.
You just go with it. And look, and we're leveraging, what the universe, what life is bringing to us. You leverage your relationships, your partnerships, and you lift each other up. Like I'm bringing my boy on my podcast. Right. You got to lift each other up. Like you can't expect to be an individual. In the military, in the Marine Corps, we say individuals kill. Like literally individuals kill. When you go out there and you want to be an individual and you want to do your own thing, when the system needs you, and that's the thing about America right now, and I'm going to say this real quick and I'm about to close, and I know people might not, but individuals kill in America. Like individuals, people who do what they want, and they push their agendas onto people, and if these individuals who separate from society to cause chaos, they kill, they do damaging things. So make sure you don't have any individuals hanging around your circle. You need team players. You don't need nobody who just want to shoot the rock all the time, and you don't need nobody who's not willing to let you in the game to get your shine, to get your chance, so make sure you have a bunch of team players on your team. But that's what I'm gonna say.
Absolutely.
So yes, sir. I was supposed to close 24 minutes ago. But Jon, thank you so much, brother. Follow Jon Agnew on Instagram at BIKEDOPE Official. You guys see it right here, right now. BIKEDOPE Official, 15% off. So please go there. Use code PurposePod. Use code PurposePod and follow Jon on Instagram. Jon, thank you so much for your time. This has been the Purpose Pod, brother.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, man. Blessings.
All right, brother. Peace.
Easy.
So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for tuning in to the Purpose Pod. I'm glad that we had this conversation. I hope that you guys are having a great day. Please join us again on Sunday for the special at 6 o'clock. And please go follow Jon on Instagram, BIKEDOPE Official, on IG. And if you want to rock some gear, go ahead and rock some gear with Jon. We're doing 15% off, 15% off. And please, please, please support the Purpose Pod, Cashapp, the Purpose Pod, and Venmo. And this has been a show brought to you by Alan Levi Simmons. Let's go.